Dear friend, before you scroll away, pause for just a few seconds. Because what you're about to hear might be the very message your soul has been waiting for this Thursday, November 6th. Heaven has a word for you today, and if you miss it, you might miss the peace God prepared only for you this morning. So slow down for a moment, breathe deeply. Let the rush of the world fade into the background, because in this sacred space, something holy is about to happen. You've been holding too much lately, silent worries, late-night thoughts, that quiet fear about tomorrow you haven't told anyone about. And yet, you woke up today not by chance but by divine design. God kept you through the night so he could remind you this morning, his mercy is still here. Lamentations chapter 3 verse 23 says, his mercies are new every morning. That means even if yesterday was filled with fear or failure, today begins with forgiveness and favor. So don't rush past this moment. Don't skip this prayer. Because peace doesn't visit the busy, it meets the willing. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your breathing slow. And let your heart whisper quietly, Lord, I'm here. This is your moment to trade anxiety for assurance, confusion for calm, worry for worship. Heaven is closer than you think. And before this prayer ends, something inside you will shift gently but permanently. So stay right here, because the peace that's coming next isn't random. It's sent for you. Worry. It's that quiet thief that slips into your mind before the morning even begins. Before you've had your first cup of tea, before you've even thanked God for another sunrise, it's already whispering. What if things go wrong again? What if it all falls apart? What if no one understands what you're carrying? Dear friend, those questions aren't from heaven. They come from fear dressed up as logic. They pretend to protect you, but in truth, they only drain your spirit. Some days you feel strong, other days it feels like your thoughts are running faster than your prayers. You look calm on the outside, but inside there's a storm. Bills that need paying, health reports you're still waiting for, relationships that feel one word away from breaking. You try to hold it all together, but your heart whispers, I'm tired. And God hears that whisper. He's been watching you fight battles in silence. And he wants to remind you right now you were never meant to carry it all alone. Matthew chapter 6 verse 27 says, can any one of you by worrying add a single hour to your life? Worry doesn't add time. It steals it. It doesn't bring clarity. It clouds it. It doesn't make you safer. It makes you smaller. So today, let's release it. One thought at a time. One fear at a time. Every what if into God's open hands. Because he never asked you to be perfect, only present. And when you let him carry the load, your heart will remember how to breathe again. So stay with me. Because in the next moment, you'll feel heaven begin to lift what's been weighing you down. Dear friend, what if I told you the very thing you've been praying for might not come through striving, but through stillness? Because sometimes, God doesn't answer your exhaustion with more strength. He answers it with rest. He whispers softly, be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46 verse 10. Not be busy, not be anxious. Just be still. You see, rest is not laziness. It's holy surrender. It's the moment when your heart finally stops fighting battles it was never meant to fight alone. You've tried controlling outcomes, fixing people, carrying the world on your shoulders, and it's left you weary. But today, God is inviting you into something better. This is not a normal Saturday morning. This is heaven knocking gently on your heart saying, let me take it from here. When you rest in God, you don't lose time, you redeem it. Because he can do in one moment of surrender what you've been trying to do in weeks of worry. The peace you're searching for is not found in solving everything. It's found in trusting the one who already has. So right now, wherever you are, unclench your fists. Release what's heavy. Breathe slowly and whisper, Lord, I surrender. Every time you release control, heaven releases peace. Every time you stop striving, God starts moving. And maybe that's why he brought you here today. Not to give you a new plan, but a new posture. Because peace doesn't come from doing more, it comes from believing more. So, stay still, stay open, stay soft. Because when you choose rest in his presence, even your silence becomes a song of faith. Dear friend, fear and faith cannot live in the same room. One must always leave when the other enters. And this morning, God is asking you which one will you invite to stay. Fear tells you that things will never change. Faith whispers that God is already changing them behind the scenes. Fear shows you the size of the storm. Faith shows you the power of the one who commands it. You see, fear thrives in noise, but faith grows in stillness. That's why the enemy tries to keep your mind loud. He knows if you ever become quiet enough to hear God's whisper, your courage will return. So don't be surprised if lately everything has felt uncertain. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. Faith isn't proven when life is easy. It's proven when you stand firm in the wind. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 reminds us, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. That means fear is not your inheritance, peace is. Worry is not your identity, courage is. Right now, God is strengthening what fear tried to break. He's rebuilding confidence where doubt once lived. He's filling every trembling thought with truth. And yes, fear might still knock on the door, but faith decides who gets to stay. You don't have to feel brave to be faithful. You just have to choose trust over panic, one moment at a time. So say it quietly with me. I will not fear, for God is with me. Let that be your heartbeat today. A rhythm stronger than anxiety, louder than doubt, steady as His promise. Dear friend, trust is not built in comfort, it's born in uncertainty. It grows in those quiet hours when you've prayed but haven't yet seen the answer. It deepens when you choose to say, God, I don't understand, but I still believe you. Trust is faith with patience. It's love that refuses to quit. And right now, God is inviting you to trust Him not because everything makes sense, but because He does. There are things you've been carrying that no one knows about. The questions that wake you at night, the fears that make your hands tremble when no one's watching. But dear friend, heaven has seen every silent tear and heard every whispered why. And still, God's answer remains, trust me. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 and 6 say, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. That means even when the path looks hidden, it's not hopeless. Even when it feels delayed, it's still divine. Because God never wastes a waiting season, He uses it to strengthen your roots. Every delay is shaping your dependence. Every not yet is preparing your miracle. Every door that closed is protecting your purpose. And when you choose trust over panic, peace begins to return like morning light. It may start softly, but it grows strong. So let go of the need to control the outcome. You don't have to see the whole plan to know it's good. You just need to rest in the truth that the one who wrote your story has never made a mistake. Trust Him even here. Because even here, He is working. Dear friend, there is a kind of healing that doesn't happen through noise. It happens through stillness. It's the kind that comes when you stop running, stop fixing, and simply sit in God's quiet presence. You see, silence isn't empty, it's sacred. It's in the stillness where broken hearts begin to breathe again, where tired minds finally find rest. It's the space where God whispers truth into the wounds fear created. Maybe lately, your heart has been restless. You pray but can't focus. You sleep but never really rest. You smile but deep inside, something feels heavy. That's the soul asking for stillness. Psalm chapter 62 verse 1 says, truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him. That means peace doesn't come from perfect circumstances, it comes from His presence. When you slow down enough to listen, you'll notice that God has been speaking all along, in the quiet hum of morning light, in the gentle rhythm of your own heartbeat, in the pauses between your anxious thoughts. Stillness isn't about doing nothing, it's about being aware of someone. It's about realizing that you are not alone in the silence. God is right there holding what you can't hold, healing what you can't explain. So don't rush this moment. Let your heart settle. Let your breathing match heaven's rhythm. Every second spent in stillness is a seed planted in peace. And soon, you'll begin to notice your mind feels lighter, your steps feel steadier, and your heart beats slower, calmer, stronger. This is what healing feels like. Not loud, not instant, but real and deep and lasting. Dear friend, even the strongest faith has moments when anxiety tries to return. You pray, you surrender, you feel peace, and then suddenly, the thoughts creep back in. The what ifs, the maybe, God forgot, the I thought I was over this. But listen carefully, having anxious thoughts doesn't mean your faith has failed. It means you're human, and you're still learning to bring your worries to the right place. Anxiety doesn't scare God. He doesn't withdraw from you when you panic. He draws closer because He knows your heart wants peace, not pressure. Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." That means every time anxiety knocks, you have a choice: to open the door to fear or to hand the key to faith. When those spiraling thoughts begin, whisper His name. When the tightness returns to your chest, breathe His promises instead of your worries. Say quietly, "Jesus, I trust you, even here." Because the battle isn't about eliminating every anxious thought, it's about refusing to let them become your truth. God's peace doesn't mean storms won't come. It means they won't drown you. It means that even when fear rises, His hand rises higher. And when you feel overwhelmed, remember this: peace is not a one-time gift. It's a daily choice. Each time you choose faith over fear, you are growing stronger, steadier, braver. So if anxiety visits again, don't panic. Welcome it into God's light, because once exposed to His presence, it loses its power. Dear friend, one of the hardest lessons in faith is learning to release control. We want to plan everything, fix everything, predict everything because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. But control, no matter how safe it feels, becomes a cage when God is asking you to fly. Maybe that's why your heart has felt heavy lately. Not because God has left you, but because you're holding too tightly to what He's asking you to place in His hands. Letting go isn't failure. It's freedom. It's saying, "God, I don't know how this will turn out, but I trust that you do." Psalm chapter 55 verse 22 says, "Cast your cares on the Lord and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." That means every burden you release becomes a blessing in waiting. Every time you stop clinging, heaven starts working. Control is heavy because it was never meant to be yours. Peace is light because it's shared with the one who carries it all. So today, let go of the timeline you made, of the plan you tried to perfect, of the outcome you've been fearing, and whisper softly, "Lord, it's yours now." When you surrender the outcome, you invite miracles. When you release your grip, you make room for grace. And when you trust God with the unknown, you'll find He's already been preparing peace for you there. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Because real strength doesn't come from control, it comes from confidence in His faithfulness. So rest your hands, child of God. You don't need to hold everything together. The one who holds the universe is already holding you. Dear friend, every battle you face begins in the mind long before it ever shows in your life. That's why Scripture tells us again and again to guard our thoughts. Because what you think about shapes who you become. Your mind is sacred ground, and what grows there determines whether peace or fear takes root. The enemy knows this, so he doesn't always attack your circumstances, he attacks your thoughts. He plants lies like seeds. You're not enough. You're forgotten. You'll never change. But today, God is inviting you to renew your mind, to pull out every lie and replace it with truth. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Renewing your mind doesn't happen overnight, it's a daily surrender. It's catching the thought before it spirals. It's saying, "No, that's not what God says about me." It's choosing to meditate on peace instead of panic, truth instead of fear. Start small, one thought at a time. When fear whispers, "You can't," answer with Philippians chapter 4 verse 13, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." When anxiety says, "You're alone," respond with Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10, "Do not fear, for I am with you." This is how transformation begins, not by pretending the darkness isn't real, but by turning on the light. And slowly, the noise quiets. The panic fades. The mind that once felt like a battlefield becomes a sanctuary again. So today, let every thought bow to truth. Because when your mind is renewed, your peace is restored, and your spirit becomes unshakable. Dear friend, peace is not the absence of problems, it's the presence of God in the middle of them. It's walking through chaos with calm eyes because you know who holds tomorrow. It's waking up each morning not because life is perfect, but because His mercy is. You've prayed, you've surrendered, you've let go. Now it's time to walk forward gently, confidently, peacefully. John chapter 14 verse 27 says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." The peace Jesus gives isn't fragile. It doesn't depend on circumstances. It's steady like the tide that keeps coming back, no matter how fierce the wind. So as you step into this new day, carry peace like armor. Let it guard your mind when worry returns. Let it protect your heart when fear tries to rise again. Let it remind you that no matter what happens, you are never alone. Because peace isn't something you find once, it's something you practice. Every breath of gratitude, every pause before reacting, every prayer whispered instead of worrying, all of it builds a peaceful life. And when people look at you and wonder how you stay so calm in the storm, you'll simply smile and say, "It's not me, it's God." So go today with steady steps and a quiet heart. Walk through your day with grace. And when the noise of the world tries to return instead to this truth. You are held, you are loved, and you are covered in peace that cannot be shaken. In Jesus' name we declare it, Amen.